Hello, everybody. How are we doing?
Everybody?
Oh, I think you muted there, Darren.
Yeah, I couldn't find the little button in. It just nipped off screen. How you doing, Ben? All right?
Not too bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, all good, thanks. Got a little bit sunburned today.
Oh, yeah, that's the downside of being ginger, mate, unfortunately.
Yeah, and also I'm a lot nearer
Oh,
to
yeah,
the sun.
because you're a giant near enough.
Exactly, yeah. So it's even worse for me. But no, it's all good. Really excited about
definitely what
tonight.
I've been looking forward to. It's something I've been using in my classroom, so I'm definitely excited to see how it's used elsewhere in the world.
Absolutely, exactly the same. I've been making great use of Adobe Spark, particularly with things like video thumbnails and things for short and sweet, which has been making my life a whole lot easier. So
Yeah.
let's not beat around the bush. Tonight we're very, very excited to have Georgina joining us. And I won't steal too much of her thunder, but Georgina is well known for being quite enthusiastic about things. So strap yourselves in because, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Georgina is, I think, pretty much qualified in everything. She's a Google certified educator, trainer, innovator. She's led fantastic sessions on how to kickstart your GEGs. She's a keynote speaker and is so passionate about driving change, not just in Middle East and Africa, but all over the world. Really, really excited. Should we get her on?
Let's do it. Let's not hold back any longer.
She's jumping up and down in the background, and
yeah,
I'm worried about the flooring. So let's get Georgina on. Hi, Georgina.
Hi.
There we go.
It's unmuted. There you go.
There we go. Hey, Georgina, welcome.
Doing? Welcome, welcome. Thanks for having me. Short and sweet. Hello. Who's in the house?
We've got loads of people, lots of love in the chat already. So, some people apparently love your spirit, which is lovely, isn't it?
I am so excited to be here, guys. And short and sweet, like seriously, everybody is like raring about your show everywhere. So I'm so excited and grateful to be here. And hello to everybody who's joined from around the world. Who is ready to get their spark on, right?
Too right. Yeah. Right. Should we bring your screen in, Georgina, and we'll make a start, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. So to get started, guys, with Adobe Spark, just a round of hands or messages in the chat. Let me know if you guys are currently using Spark at your school or if you have used it personally before. So like Darren was saying, he was playing around with it for short and sweet, and Ben uses it a little bit at school. So everybody's been excited to get started. So let's see who is using it in the chat.
Oh, there's hands up from Shannon.
Oh, brilliant. That's awesome. So if you have been using Spark, guys, let me know which of the 3 apps are your favorite, and we'll do a couple of demos on the screen today and talk about all things igniting creativity. So the first thing to do is think about, obviously, when we're integrating technology into teaching and learning, we have to have the why, right? So the why needs to be behind everything. And so we need to think about how are we infusing creativity across education. And so my first question to all of you is, how are you using Spark or different things like Spark before at your school for creativity? So give a shout out in the chat and let me know what your favorite part about using creative technology with your students or your educators if you're an instructional coaches in the chat. So Frances says she's used it to make a video recently, and she says it's really easy. That's awesome. So Frances, let us know what kind of videos you and your students are using. Tamina says she used it a couple of weeks ago for exams for the students. So awesome. Alternative assessment, right guys? Love that. Stacy says she has Spark district-wide. That's awesome. Hi, Stacy. So nice to see everybody here from around the world. Catherine also used it to make videos and posters before. Super cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how to get into Spark. We're going to look at a couple really quick demos together, and then we're going to take a look at how we can navigate the edX community so you guys can find resources that are going to help you continue to spark creativity in your classrooms across education. Shannon says she uses it for information delivery, asynchronous lectures, and pages for information. Yes, Shannon recently has created something really cool. So Shannon, make sure you drop that link in the chat. Sharing is definitely caring, and everybody can definitely benefit from what you just created. Okay, so without further ado then, let's get started. So if you're joining today and you have not used Spark before, so some of us obviously have, if you're new and you haven't, Spark is really easy to use. It's completely free for all K-12 education institutions. And so that means that educators can use it with their students and with their colleagues across the school, regardless of where you are in the world. It's completely free. So you can ask your IT team at the school or your G Suite administrator, and they can actually sync. If you are a Google school, they can sync your Google logins with the Adobe logins so that your students and teachers have just one login to get in. Super easy, right? I love it. Okay, so here is the link, and I'll ask these brilliant British gentlemen to stick spark.adobe.com for me on the thread so that you guys can access that. And what I encourage you to do, if you are a super duper risk taker, which most of you are, is go ahead and open Adobe Spark in a browser, create with me at the same time, and share your links as we go. And we would love to showcase those at the end to see what you guys are creating at the same time as us. I also challenge my British colleagues here to do the same. So let's see who's gonna create up a Spark. Okay, so when you get to spark.adobe.com, you will get to this home screen. And it will ask you for your login credentials. Obviously, it didn't ask me for mine because I'm always logged in every day. And Adobe actually just went through rebranding over the last couple of months. So if you haven't seen Spark since we last finished the last school year, it used to be black and yellow, and now it is black and red. So this is the new branding for Spark. And when you click on the home button, that obviously always brings you back here to the home screen. Underneath on the left-hand side of your screen, you have all of these different icons here. So the plus button is really where you're going to be able to do all of your awesome creating. So we're going to go through creating something in just a second. Underneath that, you have your home button. And so if you click on home, it also brings you back to the home screen. And then you have this folder here where it curates all of the different projects that you make throughout your time in the Creative Cloud. And here is for branding. So I know Darren asked me to talk about branding a little bit today. So if you're looking for branding, this is a really professional way you can get your branding done. And this is absolutely brand new recently is library. So you can actually, a little bit like Google Drive, guys, you can now organize your different projects according to folders. So it's super duper cool. And then there is a learn space here where obviously you can go and learn about different ways that you can integrate Spark. And so it's a great way to have PD that's now integrated directly in there as well. So let's go ahead back to home. And in case you weren't sure where to spark your creativity, if you scroll down on the right-hand side, it actually gives you some really cool things to get started with. So if you're looking to spark up your Facebook, for example, if you're looking for a photo collage or a presentation, and you can use these arrows to move you along, and you can see that it's different sizes of the content. If you scroll down, it'll also take you through the different pages that you've been creating, but it also gives you these super cool templates like professionals, all for free. We love this. Okay, so you can start here if you don't know where to start. And then, of course, there's the PD at the bottom. So let's get started. And what I would love to see everybody do today is I'd love for you to give a shout out to somebody. So the first thing we're going to create is a flyer. It's called Flyer in Spark. So if you click on Flyer, it brings you here. And this is basically creating an infographic. Why would we need to create an infographic? Well, education is all about what? Learning and amplifying voice, right? And so what we want to do is give our students spaces where they can share their message and collaborate with others globally. So Spark is a super easy tool to use to be able for students to amplify their voice. So what I love about Spark obviously is lots of things, but the fact that someone like me who has a lot of professional templates to start from. So if you scroll down here on the left, you can absolutely choose any of these templates and you can remix them. So if something catches your eye, let's say you're doing a brainstorming or a mind map, check that out. It's like a ready-made mind map. How cool is that, right, guys?
That is pretty cool.
I'm very excited. But as Darren said earlier, Georgina is always excited. So that's nothing new. So we can use this as a template, and you see how it auto resizes your artboard as well. So it took it from a horizontal to A3 and it put it into a landscape. So it automatically resizes everything for you. Then it's super cool. All you need to do is go around and click on different parts of the Spark to change it. So if I wanted to start in the center here, I can double click and I can put in there short and sweet, and I can click done. And now I can mind map all of the awesome reasons why everybody loves joining short and sweet. So for example, we have the—
So many reasons.
Sorry?
So many reasons. Will you be able to fit them all on?
I don't think so, but we're going to have a try, okay? We're going to try and get this done. So inspiring content.
Yeah.
And I'm going to click on envelope. I want to change the word envelope, guys, and look at that. You can use the corners, guys, to make your bubbles bigger or smaller. And I say bubbles, but it could really be anything. It's just resizing the text. So I'm going to put there happy moments.
Love happy moments.
And it's awesome, right? So you can resize those, you can grab the corners, make them smaller, and you can absolutely move this around as well. So do take a risk. And you don't have to, guys, make a mind map. You can absolutely pick anything you want. I encourage all of you to choose something from a template or create from scratch and pick something brand new that you love. Now, while you're creating that, just to bring your attention to a couple of other things, you can absolutely change the color scheme. So everything you need to do for this infographic is on the right-hand side. So let's take, we're on posters now at the bottom. So let's say I wanted to change the color. I can double click. I can go to color first. I can click here and it will take me to my colors and I can shuffle those around. You see that? And it will take the two color palettes that were auto chosen and it will shift them for me. But it gets cooler. If you're not happy with those colors, you can just double click inside the color box and you can actually either choose the hex color. So for those of us who have colors, like we're all about Google too, right guys? So we have those specific hex colors for Google. So you can throw those in there and it will give you the exact color that you're looking for. So same like if I put in a bunch of zeros, that is going to give me black and then I can click save. So you can pick and choose the colors that you want. So I'll just put canvas. Now, check this out too. There's lots you can do. On the right-hand side, you can choose the style button. And this is probably my favorite because and you can actually, I found myself when I was creating, guys, that I take forever to pick something that is just perfect. And you can spend hours creating. But if you take this little toggle button and you rotate it around, look what happens to that. It changes not only the color, it changes the font, the style and everything until you have something exactly perfect that you want. And if you didn't like it, you can just take it all the way back or you can click undo at the top of your browser. So super cool. Other things that you can do is change the shape. So you can click on shape on the right-hand side. And if you didn't like those circles, I'm just going to click on my browser. There we go. And if I wanted to click on shape and I can choose a different shape, see how it's added dots around the outside of my circle. And we had something yesterday, didn't we, Darren, with hexagons? I'm pretty sure I saw a hexagon in here. Maybe not.
Yeah,
you could choose. Sorry?
There definitely was.
Yes, you can choose speech bubbles if you wanted to, like that. And so if you had like a picture of yourself in there, you could have all of these speech bubbles connected to yourself as well, or to make comic strips for people. So infographics can absolutely be used not just for mind mapping, they can be used for promo cards, like Darren was saying, for short and sweet. You can use them also for comic strips for students. So you're able to add images. And so if you click on add at the top right-hand side, for example, you can click on photo. And when you click on photo, look at all of the cool places you can go to look for an image. So you can go into your libraries if you've already created your image resources, and you can also find free photos. So for example, if I wanted to find Darren, because he's so popular and famous now, not yet. He's coming soon. He's coming soon.
Now I'm worried.
No, come on. That was me trying to be funny. I'm taking, just so y'all know, since this is live on YouTube, I'm taking lessons from Darren and Ben, by the way. So
good luck.
True story, true story. Okay, so what do I want to look for here, guys? Let's just say microphone, since that's what I was looking at. Okay, so let's say I have this image. I can choose, and this is a really awesome new feature update from Spark. I can choose to pin this to the background, or I can move it freely. So pin to background is really useful if you have like a specific form that you're using in your Spark, but I personally like to move them freely. That means I can take it and I can put it anywhere around my page. So since Short and Sweet is a live show, the microphone is actually quite relevant. And then again, I can just use the corners to move that around. So I can put that picture wherever I want on my screen. I can also click crop here with my images, and I can turn them into different shapes. So for example, I can use the star, I can use the pentagon, I can just use the rectangle like that. That looks quite snazzy. And then what I can do is I can also remove the background. So here I'm able to take out the background of the microphone. It's thinking, give it time, woohoo! So kind of like that whole green screen effect. So you can take an image and you can remove the background from your images as well. And you can restore it just like that. You can also flip it horizontally or vertically, and you can layer them. So if I bring my microphone down here and I wanted my microphone just behind the posters image, for example, what I can do is I can use this this here at the top right, and I can move it, and it's going to change the order. So you know how like in Google Slides, guys, we often take the image and click send to back or bring forward? Well, here in Spark, you're going to use the bar, and it's going to order your layers for you.
I must admit, I absolutely love that. It's so much easier to just drag it backwards and forwards until you're happy.
Super cool.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Super cool. You can also change the opacity with this bar at the top as well. So you can drag that along and make it more transparent or not. And I just wanted to check in the chat if there were questions as I'm going along. Tamina's excited about the green screen. That's cool.
Yeah, we've got a couple of questions, Georgina.
Let me know.
One from Catherine. Can two students work on a project at the same time?
I love that question. That means Catherine is all about collaborative education. Let's give her a big shout out.
Woo.
Yes, Catherine, good question. The answer is yes. So if you go to the share button at the top right-hand side, you are absolutely going to be able to invite others to collaborate in your Spark with you. How cool is that, right? So here I can click, who should I click, guys, to add somebody? Ben, do you want to come on with me?
Let's do it.
Go on, Ben. Go on, Ben.
Let's do it.
Ben, do you want to drop me your email address, or do you not share that on camera? It's up to you.
I'll drop it in. I'll drop it into the chat now.
So basically, guys, you're just going to add your students by adding their email addresses so they can collaborate together in class. You can also collaborate with other teachers to create content. So if you're using Spark Page, for example, and we'll get to that in a second, to create content together, then you can absolutely do that ahead of time. So now I've added Ben. I'm going to click invite. And now Ben will receive an invite, and we will see his little avatar pop on with me in just a moment when he gets in there. So then Ben is going to be able to collaborate with me on screen. So while he's getting in there, is there any other questions, Darren? Actually, before I move on, I didn't want to miss anyone.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, cool.
I'm just about to share what my little thing that I've just created in the chat. And if other people want to do the same, they can do that, of course, and we can repost any links. So
I would love that. Darren, why don't you bring your screen in and let's just celebrate you right now. I want to do that.
Well, we could do, I suppose. Hold on a minute. Bear with me.
Come on, guys. Let's get a drum roll in the chat for Darren.
Hold on. I just got to get the right screen. There we go.
Oh, he's just showing off again now.
Look at that. That's my little video.
That's pretty cool. That I like that.
It's got the new typewriter effect.
Darren, look at you go. Tell the people how you did it. Tell the people how you did it.
Well, I basically, as a lot of people already know, I saw a button, so I clicked it. And that's pretty much it. Because I didn't realise that you could do animations until it popped up. So I pressed it, and then I saw a typewriter. So I thought, that'd be cool. So I put a typewriter on it. And then I saw a slide. I thought, that'd be cool. So I pressed that. And then I was like, oh, what happens now then? So I went to download, and it said, do you want an MP4 video? So I said, yeah. And there you go. And then I can share it using the share link. So it was like, press a button. What could go wrong?
Darren, you make me very happy. You took some risks. You were a big risk taker. And guys, yeah, absolutely. And the best thing about this is, guys, is that is how you experiment with any ed tech, right? To learn new stuff. But the cool thing is that animations are absolutely brand new out in Spark right now. So Darren found the new feature and he's done a great job. Darren, and shout out to you because that was your new Via 20 solution, right?
It was, yeah. My EdTech buddy. Yeah.
Tell the people what that's about. I'm so excited for you.
So at the moment, it's still in prototype. So I'll put an A and B version out there to see what people like. But the idea basically is to help fantastic teachers out there that are brilliant in the classroom but are worried about using technology to help them learn at their own pace rather than feeling like it's been forced upon them. So looking at developing a way of sort of maximum 5-minute videos that people can go through, watch as often as they like, and then do a short assessment to kind of build their levels of confidence, specifically based around tools that are directly useful in the kind of the early days in terms of pedagogy. So nothing too complicated, just what are those basic tools like slides and Jamboard and things like that you can use to get yourself up and running with technology in the classroom.
Nice.
So everybody needs to go and start to follow my EdTech buddy then, right, Darren? And like support and help out. And yeah, absolutely, guys. So follow him. And definitely, did you share your Spark in the YouTube chat, Darren?
I did, yep.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yay. Okay,
I don't know how to share mine in the chat. I've made one. I don't know how to share it in the chat yet. So
share it on screen. Show us, Ben. We want to celebrate you. And Ben. Anybody else who has shared one, please tag us.
I was going to do a sweet one for tonight.
Oh, that's lovely. I like that.
Spark in the background. I was going to go for an Adobe logo, but I couldn't find it. So I thought going for a Spark was just about right.
Nice.
I totally love that. And you know what, Ben? Like this also reminds me, I'll just say now, a few other ideas for the infographics, just so I can move on to page and video as well. For this reminds me, guys, of book covers. So if you're doing like a writing or a book study in your primary or secondary school as well, you can have book study competitions. There's also book weeks that are done throughout the school year. And so this is a perfect way to use that tool to be able to celebrate your books. You can also use them for character studies. You can use them in science when you're studying the periodic table. You could use that mind map template that I just showed you guys there. There are so many things that you can do with the infographics. What I really love about this too is that I recently, in my training for my own school just this past week, we did a mashup of Adobe Spark and Google Drawings, guys. That was super awesome.
Nice.
So don't be afraid to experiment. Take things that you create in both platforms. And what I love to say is that Adobe and Google have become like best friends over the last couple of years. So definitely go out on a limb and give those a try. Okay, so Darren covered animation and we covered images. I wanted to show you, Ben, were you able to get into that Spark as a collaborator okay?
Yeah, it looks like I'm in there. It says you're editing, and it asks me to try again. Well, try open it later. I'm in there. I can see it.
You're in there now. Okay, I left so you could get in. So to answer Catherine's question exactly, you are able to collaborate, but right now you can't be in the digital asset, like in the Spark file at the same time as your collaborator. So you would be able to set up spaces to go in together, but it wouldn't be live in the same document like we have in Google Slides or Google Docs, etc. It would have to be one by one. So just keep that in mind when you're creating collaborative spaces in Spark. The last couple things I wanted to show you here before I move on to page, guys, was the add button at the top, because you can add really cool things like icons and you can add logos. So I think the icon is probably my personal favorite when designing in Spark, because you can find royalty-free icons automatically. Now, Darren and Ben both know that I have I do subscribe to the Noun Project. I'm very happy to pay for, quality products that I'd like to use along my career. So I do subscribe to the Noun Project, but guess what? You can also find free icons that you need right here in Spark. So let's take a look at that. So if I wanted to say here, so we have a microphone, let's say we wanted a camera. I can click on camera and it's going to pull up all of these awesome cameras. So I'm going to pick this one. This looks a little bit like the Instagram one. It's going to automatically take the color, the last object that I had selected, which was the Happy Moments yellow bubble. And what I can do is click on the right here for the color, and I can just choose a different color that I want. So I'll just choose this dark blue or black, depending on your color. And I can put this down here. And I can just move my icons wherever I want. I could also make my icon bigger, and then I can change the order, and I can send that to the back. And when I send it to the back, then I can put different things in the front. So it really allows me to layer things differently. So I could do that, and I could put my microphone in the center of that image and change the image. So you can do some really cool things with this if you just play around with your digital layers and your icons. So that's one other thing that you can do there. Then finally, for your logo, this is really cool. If you have branded logos, then it would be here. So we don't necessarily have time in this show to do a full branded logo, Darren, but if we go to the home screen and they go through the branded section, they can just create their brand based on any of these tools here and stick it into the library.
It's
So
really quick and simple on that, because I've literally just done that for my one. I've got the short and sweet
bring
logo
it
on
in,
there.
Ben.
So,
Yeah, bring it in.
Okay, give me just a second to get it back up again. Hang on.
I've got 6 brands on mine on the same account, and you can. What I like is you can just really easily swap between one and another. So it's just like press a button.
It's so simple, right?
Yeah.
Mine's not loading, so give me a sec. I might have to come back to me for a second.
Yeah, that's okay. But what's really great, guys, like Darren and Ben said, is that when
jump mine in while we're at it.
Yeah, bring it in, Darren.
There we go.
Mine's here now as well, so I'll show on mine.
So this is obviously the one I was working on, but if I want to change my branding, I just click up here, switch brand, and it brings up short and sweet, my EdTech Buddy, but I've also got global and GG UK on there, my own Ranger the Trainer, and then I can create additional ones as well. So you've got lots of options to chop and change in between without having to do an awful lot of work. Really, really simple.
I totally love that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, in terms of creating it, it was very, very simple. You upload your image, choose your color, and I've got it in here, and it's really easy to go back and change it. Change your logo, change your colors, and your fonts as well. So, it's really quick and simple to go and do that and adjust it at any point should you need to. So, that's all I need.
No, it's brilliant. Imagine your students, guys, you don't anymore need to be like, I do teach creative media at the secondary school level. So we work a lot with like InDesign and Adobe Illustrator, and these are the things that we use, but you don't need to be in a creative media design class anymore to do things like branding, right, guys? And so if you're in an elementary classroom, for example, you can absolutely say, right, you want to create a brand, right? So you want to create a new bottle for your favorite fizzy drink, or you want to create the coolest new lunch pack that you can bring to school, right? And so how do you create a brand and really personalize it? We're always talking about that personalized learning journey for students and how we can amplify their voice. And this is the perfect way to do it in a really simple, easy to do way. So yes, so this takes us, I think this pretty much covers us through post. Darren already showed us the animation. You can resize anything you need. And again, there's more templates if you change your mind and you want to start with something else altogether. Okay, so let's take a look now, just because I'm aware of time, and I want to take us through also page and video. So video, we'll start with video first. So you can just click on video from the plus button and it will take you into a brand new video. What I love about Spark is that it's not just taking you to a platform and then you start to record your video. No, Spark is all about this amazing storytelling adventure. So it asks you, how do you want to tell your story? So right before you even get into the technical aspects of the software, you're already thinking about your storytelling, your story, and what you want to share with people, right? And so you could start and you could input, and it gives you these prompts along the way, and you can start to tell your story this way. If you'd like your students or your teachers to start from scratch, then you would just click skip. So I'll click skip for now. And again, more templates to choose from. So you can just use these arrows to go and choose what exactly is the kind of story that you'd like to tell. I really like this one for show and tell, so I'm going to pick this one. Yes, because I used to live in Egypt, but also because I'm really fond of gallery walks and really showcasing and celebrating learning, as well as the educators that I work with. So this is one of my favorite ones to start with. And if you are new to Adobe Spark Video, these prompts will come up, and it's a really great way you can watch them, and it will show you how to use Spark Video. If you are comfortable with using it, then you can just click OK, I'm ready on the bottom, or the X at the top, and it will take you to Spark Video. Really, really, really easy. Tamina says she uses it for her EAL and SEND students who need visual learning aids. Yes, so important, right, Tamina? Thank you for sharing that. I love it. And guys, again, if you have videos that you've created, if you have any Sparks that you've created, please feel free to drop those in the chat, and we can absolutely. Darren, did you drop a Wakelet in there? I think, yeah, of branded.
I haven't dropped one in. It's just when I'm creating branding and things like that, what I tend to do is just go looking across the internet and find similar examples of text that I might want to use, images I might want to use, put them all in a Wakelet, and then kind of narrow it down from there. That's a nice little way to kind of storyboard or mood board, if you like, what you're trying to put together.
I love it. So resourceful, as always, Darren, as always. So yeah, Darren's right. You can use Wakelet. You could use a Google Drive to curate your images. I always say that when students are out like on science walks, you know, for their science journals, this is another example they could use video for, or post or page is actually for journaling. And so you can create video journals, you can create website journals, and you can also create infographic journals using images that they create while they are exploring and experiencing their learning. And I know that may be a little difficult now, guys, because some schools may be remote or distance learning. That is totally okay. That is why Spark offers us these free images to search for. So if you're not able to get out, then you can still do that. Okay, so how do we personalize this really quickly? Because I know we're running out of time. So basically, it's really simple to create video, guys. You use this plus button in the middle. And then these are your 4 options at the top. So you can add a video, text, photo, or icon. And again, I encourage you guys to create video, obviously a little harder since especially Darren and Ben are live with me, but you basically click this red button and it's going to ask you, do you want your microphone to allow? So you just allow microphone and camera, and then you can start recording. So you click the red button, it tells you to make sure that you hold it down while you're recording. It gives you a little countdown, and you can see that the lines on the bottom are actually moving, meaning that it is recording my voice. So then when I release the voice, I can click playback. I don't think you guys heard that, right? It's only in my headphones?
Yeah, your headphones.
Okay. But when you do it on your own, the voice definitely will come back because I didn't share Chrome tab, but you'll be able to hear your voice playback for sure. Other things you can do is add images here. So again, the interface is so similar, right? It's easy to use across all 3 of the Spark apps. And so it's phenomenal. You can click on find free photos and you can say, let's say, forest, and you're going on a nature hunt with your little tiny KG people. There we go. And so you start to create a story, right? So it can be like the mysterious forest. And so images will inspire stories for your students as well. So I often do like Darren's idea. We often curate our images first, and then we can put them together into our image. You can also have your students draw, right? You can create the infographics, and they can be the images that then you use in a video. So don't be afraid to take risks, guys, and app smash between the Adobe Spark apps as well. I also often take videos and I app smash those into my page as well. And so after that, what you can do is you can click on the next slide along the bottom. That's your timeline. And then you can create. Each slide has 30 seconds of video recording. So make sure just to know that it's 30 seconds. If you're doing a collaborative approach to this, again, you're able to collaborate with other students or teachers. And again, you can say, right, I'm going to take the beginning of the story, and then maybe another student is going to take the build up, and another student is going to take the climax. And so it's a really nice way to assign that. Again, you can also use part of your storyboard. So if you sketch that on like Adobe Fresco, or you've done it on a Jamboard, for example, you can then take that PNG or JPEG file and you can insert it into a video, and you can turn it into a video story. And so it's a great way to capture all of those moments. You can also take these slides and you can really easily move them around, guys. So if students change their mind, yeah, it's super simple to move around. And you can use the bottom on the bottom to move it along to the right, and you can go, there's credits at the end, there's also a call to action. I've actually found this really useful, especially for primary educators for video chunking. So obviously we have things like Screencastify, we have Google Meet, etc. This is a really easy way for you to chunk your videos for your students, and it automatically gives them that pause. So after 30 seconds, it makes them stop and think, oh, it allows them to be able to create, but on a time, right? And to make sure that they're able to be concise in a specific period. You can also choose to add captions to your screen. So on the right-hand side, I've just added a caption, and then I can click on text, and I can type "the mysterious forest," just like that. And now it tells me, hey, you can drag and drop. So now I can move my mysterious forest around. And I love how it auto snaps. Did you see that, guys? The auto grid. So it auto snaps. If it centers my whole text. I don't have to worry about clicking and then realigning my text. So you can literally take your captions anywhere. These are new feature updates to Spark. I absolutely love these. You can also add things like a title and text, and it'll be the same idea. You can add video and photos in there as well, and you can also click edit if you want to edit your text. You can zoom and make your image bigger or smaller as well. So there's loads of fun ways you guys can get creative with that, and I'm just conscientious of time, so I'm not going to do a full video with you, but I want to tell you guys big tips for me for creating Spark videos in your classrooms. You can create them as a HyperDoc or a HyperSlide or even in Page, which we're going to go to next in a second. So you can create those little short pieces of content video, and you can put them into a Spark page. Or you can put them on a Google Drawing infographic, and you can have each of your videos embedded in one infographic. You could also put it in a Spark infographic. So you have to come up with creative ways to be able to curate your content creatively for your students. But definitely Spark is a great way. And your students also can creatively tell that journey themselves. So don't be afraid to let them be creative. Give them the time and the space they need, and let them explore, let them discover the beauty and the magic of digital storytelling with Spark. I have just a few more minutes left, so I'm going to move on to Page. Are there any questions about video? Sorry, I should have asked that first before moving on. I'm just checking. Yeah, I see a lot of people excited about the video, so that's cool. PR videos, yeah, nice. Distance learning PR videos, love that. Okay. So when you click on the plus button here, guys, you can also go to web page, and this is basically like creating a website, okay? It's called Page, and super, super simple, easy to use as well. On the top right-hand side, you have themes, and so you can choose from different themes. This is kind of fun one to use if you're in a primary school. And again, you can click if you have a brand, so like Short and Sweet could add their Short and Sweet brand, for example, and you literally just click to be able to add things. So I'm going to click the mysterious forest. That seems to be my thing right now. And then when I click on it, I can add a photo. So again, the same interface, keeping things nice and sleek. And I can upload a photo for my desktop if I want, or I can find free photos again. And forest. And then I can choose that cool picture of the forest that I had. And voila, I already have my cover photo just like that. Text, image, and I'm done, right, guys? Really simple, easy. Scrolling down allows you to create the next part of your website. You have these options here, guys, and what I really like is the ability for your students to personalize it exactly how they like. So you can very easily start with text in the center. So you can say, this is my journey or my personal creativity journal. And you can change your text into titles like this. So it's fun in the center, or you have these options here for headers, and then you just keep clicking, adding these little plus buttons to add different segments. This one is my favorite one, is the split screen. So I can choose an image on the left or the right. So let's say I wanted another forest. And then remember we were talking about those videos, guys. So then on the right-hand side, you can add your videos. So you can embed your videos and then add text underneath. So you're really creating that ongoing journal. So my students across my entire school love using Adobe Page for creativity journals. In fact, some of my students are continuing from last year's journals, and it's like that ongoing journal, kind of like a portfolio, right? I know you guys are big on those, and Darren has made some awesome ones with his Book Creator. So this is a really nice alternative to Book Creator, to Google Slide Portfolios, to Google Slide site portfolios, this is a nice, sleek, professional way to create a really nice looking portfolio at the end. You can also preview it. So if you click on preview, it gives you an idea of what the page looks like. Obviously, we haven't added a whole lot to it yet, but you can see how easy it is to scroll down and what it might look like. It auto adds the credits for you. So Creative Commons is really, really big. And as you can see at the bottom, it automatically adds all of your copyrights that you've, and basically it credits all of the things that you've used from the images in these libraries. You can also share and make it collaborative with other people. And you can change different settings like this to show header and footer, etc. So there's lots of different cool things. But I think my favorite thing is the ease of use. There's only a few buttons in each of these programs, right, guys? In each of these Spark apps, it's like 3, 4, maybe 6 buttons to choose from. And look at the professional look that you can have at the end. For myself as director of learning technology, the favorite thing that I like to use it for are for my portfolios. So let me just go to my projects and show you a portfolio. This is one that I did recently for Curiosity across education. So this is a really nice Spark where I rebranded a quote that I had found. Curiosity is the wick in the candle of learning. So you can also rebrand your favorite quotes that way in order to reuse them. And I'm just going to show you this before Darren kicks me off. This is another great one to show you guys. For those students who are finishing their school career and going on to university or college or the workforce, they can create LinkedIn banners. So everything that they need, like LinkedIn is here, and they can create that directly in Spark Post, for example. And there's loads of professional things that you can help your students learn to do, because school is really about using skills and being able to use them in real life, right? This is a popular one too. You can use Spark Post for another fun, engaging activity called This or That. So I don't know if you guys have played that with your students or not, but really using these icons, just 2 columns, list of icons, pop it out there for a starter with your students. Which do you prefer? And get to know them. Do you like to dance? Do you like to sing, etc.? So it's a really fun thing to do. And then for page though, I want to show you my, I'm going to show you, there's my LinkedIn portfolio.
That's, you know, while you're looking, Georgina, that's one of the things I found. Obviously, when I just started out using Adobe Spark for the first time, is they've really thought about all of the potential templates that people might want, that sometimes you can go hunting around and end up down rabbit holes looking for. Yeah. So there's already ready-sized Facebook header banners and ready-sized Instagram posts. So all of that is just done for you, and it's literally just get on it and get creative, and that's it. You know, so super easy for the kids.
It's super awesome, right? I'm going to let this play in the background, but this is another example of content that I created for a year 2 lesson on homophones. I'm going to mute it so it's not playing in my ear. But basically, I'd added music to it, and as you can see, as it goes through, I've added my instructions for students in there. So whether you're in distance learning or whether in the classroom, students can actually go through self-paced instruction. And it was so easy for me to create. And you're right, Darren, because things are there and they're ready to use. So it's just so easy to set up. And so here was a lesson on homophone. So we were going through 2 and 2. And in the video, I asked them, pause and write down your ideas. How do you think you spell it? And then when they unpause it, they actually see the correct spelling. So it doesn't matter the age group. There are activities for any age of student in school with Spark. So it's just phenomenal.
And the thing I love about this is it looks so smooth and crystal clear, doesn't it? You know, it's real high quality. It's not like, you know, considering this is a free product for free product for us to use, it is incredible the quality you get for it. It's amazing.
It's so awesome. Okay, so I've given you guys a few examples. Don't forget about the big ones like learning carousels. So if you set up in
Mhm.
your Google Classroom, for example, or if your school is using Microsoft Teams, they can set it up in Teams to have links ready, and you can have all of these resources in Spark, and those act as model examples for your students. So if you're asking your students to create something in Spark, if you actually post your lessons as one of the Spark apps, then you're also modeling that for them. So it's a really great way to do it. Just before I'm kicked off this show, guys, take a look on the Education Exchange. Darren's going to pop up a link for you guys in a second for the new Adobe Creativity for All course. So if you would like to get the awesome certified level 1 Adobe Creative Educator badge, then all you need to do is take this amazing, awesome course all about how to help your students build 21st century skills they need to succeed in life using Spark. So if you found it really easy to follow along with Darren, Ben, and I today, then please take a look at this. It's only going to take you a couple of hours to go through. It's really interactive, and you're going to be able to create something in Adobe Spark to get this lovely Adobe badge on the right. So make sure you take a look at that.
I'll just chime in there as well. I'll be brutally honest. I was a little bit reluctant.
Yeah, you was.
Because you know, I've often created infographics and posters and things in things like Google Drawing really successfully, and I've been able to get a really nice finish on it. But when I started playing around with Spark and I went through this Creativity for All, I realised just how much quicker I could create everything without anywhere near as much fuss, and get a much better finished product at the end of it. So I was really glad you talked me into it, Georgina.
And this course is, you know, I'll chip in as well. This course I've done recently. I've been using Adobe stuff for a long time, Photoshop, Lightroom, After Effects, all that sort of stuff. And do you know what? I learned a lot from doing that course. It's really interactive. It's not, you know, some of our courses are death by PowerPoint, as we call them in the UK. And this isn't that. You know, it's really good, you know, in terms of interactivity and getting you to do things and actually reflecting other people's work as well, which I thought was a really nice touch towards the end of that. So, you know, I'd definitely say check it out.
Definitely.
I love it. I love it. And absolutely, it's all about, look at that, guys, right there. Fostering creativity. How do you get your community engaged creatively? How do you create that spark with your learners? So absolutely take a look and get on that. It's super fun. You guys are really going to love it. The last place here to look for is the Adobe Education Exchange. I encourage you all to sign up. It's totally free, and you get all of these free resources. So just really quickly to show you an example, if you go to browse once you've signed up at the edX community, you can click in a keyword search like English, for example, or I could have chosen forest, whatever, and it's going to pull me up all of these resources created by Adobe Education, leaders, trainers, educators, just like all of you, that have added lesson plans using any of the Adobe tools. And so these, look at this, lesson plan on compelling arguments for English. Show me your thinking. So all about design thinking in this lesson. It's a project. There's all kinds of things. Look at that one, join the grammar squad. How much fun does that sound like? I need to join the grammar squad, Darren.
Yeah, I could do with a bit of help as well, to be honest.
I use Grammarly.
You use Grammarly, yeah.
I'm just saying. And so what happens, guys, is if you join the grammar squad, for example, it gives you a breakdown of what you're going to get in the activity, and it's going to give you the resources at the end. It'll tell you what resource was used, like what Adobe tool was used. It'll tell you for what age group it's for, and it will give you the resources down below, the material that you need to use it. So it's really, really awesome. I encourage you to take a look. Please also do look into Con Plus Create activity. I know we could have hours on all of these different things that Adobe for Education offers their communities, but if you are interested, maybe we can do a second episode later in a few months, Darren, on Can Plus Creativity. It basically mixes Khan Academy and Adobe together. They've got some beautiful lessons integrated. So guys, my time's pretty much it. We took a look at a few examples together. Does anyone have any questions on specific lesson examples that they're looking for, ideas that I can just share a few last for you, or any questions on anything else before we end? Please let me know.
There was a question earlier, just to clarify, Georgina, what you meant by a window view. I'm just trying to find
a window view. Okay.
Yeah, window photo option. That was it.
Do you think it might have been in the video section?
Yeah, I think
possibly?
so. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to. Oh, that's page.
Oh, yeah,
1 second.
It was Mel asking about that. That was it.
Mel, tell me again what you need to know, dear, and I will definitely. Shannon? Oh,
Yeah.
Shannon. Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, about the windows in the pages. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me just quickly go there. So in Spark Page, you can actually have multiple layers at the same time. So let's just show you guys a quick example then. So if I click plus button, I can actually do a glide show, or I can do a photo grid or a split layout. So glide show is really cool, and I can just choose a bunch of, we'll just stick with the forest theme, guys, since it's really quick. And we can actually select a bunch of different photos. It's going to add them all together. And then as I go through my website, so I'm going to click save at the top. And then when I go to here, I have caption button so I can add text, and it's literally going to glide through. Look at that, really professionally. So if I click preview, it's going to glide through all of the images together. And I can take these boxes, these caption boxes that are a bit transparent overlay, and I can move them to different parts as well. So if I have like a face coming up on the left, I can maybe take my caption box on the bottom right. It is so sleek. Like when you create this, and I think I know what Shannon's talking about, because I think she shared one of hers that she just created earlier, and you can actually, she actually was showing in the glide show her work. It's just phenomenal. So yeah, take a look, experiment with those guys. It's absolutely breathtaking what you can achieve with Spark. Yeah, great question. Are there any others? Yes, it's Glide.
No other questions at the moment, but there was something else you wanted to mention, wasn't there?
Something else I wanted to mention. I can mention stuff for hours, Darren. Do you have another hour for me?
Well, sadly not today, but there was something to do with Fridays I thought you wanted to talk about.
Oh, yes. Okay. I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm really excited that I just launched my passion project, which is called EDU TGIF, and Darren's going to pop that link in there for you guys here. So I am actually live on Behance on Friday mornings. And I do an episode. I think in England it's quite early though, so it may be a bit early for you guys. It's 6 a.m. It's 8 a.m. my time here in Amman, Jordan. But as you can see from the little preview on the bottom, I basically use a different Adobe tool called Adobe Fresco, which is basically an art digital tool, where you can draw and paint and use pastels and oils and all these kinds of awesome things. And because I'm not an artist by trade, I actually put myself on the line and walk through my learning process and my creativity process live with people. So if you're interested in learning on how you can leverage the power of art and sketchnoting and drawing in education, then please, I do encourage you to join me, and we can learn together in Fresco or in any of the digital or analog tools that you use for drawing. So yeah, very exciting.
Brilliant.
Right.
Thank you so much. It's it never ceases to amaze me how much you pack into such a short time. It's incredible, and obviously had to return the favour after you were kind enough to invite me on to Tip Tuesday in Oman a little while ago. So really cracking show. Like I said, I've first put my hands up. I wasn't over enthusiastic when you first mentioned Adobe, and then I suddenly thought, do you know what? It must be pretty good if you're using it. Yeah, I'm really, really pleased that, like I say, you talked me into it, because it's made my life a whole lot easier, and it's made the finished product look a whole lot better as well. So thank you so much, not just for coming on tonight and showing everybody else, but also for everything that you're doing for children and education around the world as well.
I think
Thank you so much.
Down to a T there. I don't think I could say much else. Just echo what Warren says, really.
You guys are phenomenal. And thank you for having me on the show. And for the audience watching, guys, it was really jam-packed, as Darren said. There's so much we can actually unpack separately into the app. So do enjoy, explore by yourselves, tag Darren and Ben and Short and Sweet and me, and share your awesome creativity. I would love to celebrate all of you on social media. So Short and Sweet, thank you for your hospitality today. Keep rocking, and thank you for everything you guys are doing to support education as well. It is an honor to collaborate with you guys all the time.
Brilliant. Thanks, Georgina.
So kind.
And just to let everybody know as well, unfortunately, normally at 8 o'clock in a couple of minutes would have been the Global GEG staff room, but unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, we've had to cancel that one for this evening. So there won't be a staff room tonight, but we'll be back next Sunday at 8 o'clock for the staff room as well, straight after Short and Sweet, because next week, what's happening, Ben?
We have a big one next week, don't we, Darren? We have the one and only May Dew coming to join us, talking about the Google trainer community. So it's going to be a real special night, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Super.
Did you say May?
Yeah.
I did say May, the one and only.
Yeah.
I'll
Can't
be
wait.
watching.
What a legend. What
It's
a
gonna be
legend.
brilliant. So thanks again, Georgina. Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. And we'll see you all next week. And don't forget, share your sparks with us. We'd love to see them. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, see you later, everyone. Take care.